Hey guys, this is Christian, and today we got the Tesla Model 3 Performance 2021 edition. And yeah, getting into some of the specs on this, MSRP on this is about $69,990. Yeah, nice. But you can knock off 10K if you get rid of the full self-driving suite though. So that would knock it down to like 60K, a little more reasonable. But getting back into this, it's dual motor, so it has one motor in the front, one in the back, and it has all-wheel drive, about 450 horsepower, 471 torque, and that gets 0 to 60 in about 3.1 seconds. And this is about 4,000 pounds, and the range on this is about 350 miles of range. If you do need a little more, you can get about 330 if you just get the long range edition, not the full performance one like we have it here. So going on to the outside, we got this nice like midnight silver metallic. It's a nice touch. It's not like a regular gray, it's like a charcoal gray, what some car manufacturers would call it. And then here, right from the beginning, we got these side view mirrors. They're foldable and they're also heated, so if you're like in an icy environment and maybe they ice up and all that, these can be heated and all that in case you need that. And then right below that, we kind of have like these side cameras here, and they kind of face your blind spot when you're driving, so it's pretty useful and all that, and they actually notify you inside when we get there. And right next to that, we have the 20-inch Uber turbine wheels, as they call them. They're kind of simple, not the craziest specking like wheels, again, for like a car that performs like this. But the reason, again, you have like these small slits and all that, or the way it looks like that, you kind of want to have really small slits and you don't want air to get trapped in there. And it's just easier when you completely have like a wheel, what some car manufacturers will do. Not too common, it's not really pretty looking, but just to let you guys know. And then right next to that, you got the red brake calipers. They're on the front and the back wheels. And the reason for that, the reason the red actually is just to let you know that's a performance model. So going on to the front side, so we got the LED headlights here, kind of like the standard ones that you see on the 3s and the Ys on the street, especially here in California. There's like actually a ton of them. And then right below that, we got the LED fog lamps. Again, just for fog when you need it. And it has been getting kind of foggy lately. And then right next to that, you kind of just have like the vents down there. It's actually real. And then right to the left of that, again, another vent that kind of just feeds into the car just to keep the batteries cool and all that. And then right above that, you kind of have like the nice Tesla logo. It's a nice simple logo. For me, honestly, sometimes it even reminds me of the Toyota logo. And then here we kind of have the frunk. So let me just open that for you guys. Kind of just have to do it from the inside. So once you open up the frunk from the inside screen, you simply just click it on there and you just simply just pop this up. So once this goes up, again with the hydraulics, and you have about like 3 cubic feet of space. There actually is no official number from Tesla here, but you can probably fit like 1 or 2 small backpacks here, and you also have a tow hook there in the center. And then something you probably could use this for, I think would be kind of smart. You could probably put food here, like when you don't want that food smell inside the whole car, because maybe even if you put in the trunk, you still kind of smell it. Here, because it's not connected to like the AC system or the inside insulation, it'll just do a good job of just keeping the smell here and not inside the car. And then to close up the trunk, you simply just bring this down. I usually just grab it from here, bring this down, and then there's actually one click, if you hear that. And then to click the second one, I usually recommend 2 hands, push this in, that second click, and that kind of just lets you know that you closed it correctly. So getting out to the backside, so we have the LED tail lights, and I actually have them on for you guys just so you can see what it looks like in the daylight. And I want to give a quick mention, right above the tail lights, you actually see like this nice like black contrast, and I feel like it kind of just like shows off the like the glow of the tail lights a little more. And then right below that, you kind of have the dual motor, have that little red line at the bottom, and kind of just like signifies that this is a performance model. And then the other thing to signify the performance model is also this carbon fiber spoiler, which is actually pretty nice. I do want to make a little nitpick and actually point out that the fitting is a little bad. You can actually see it flexes a little here. Not as bad as the Model Y, but I feel like this can be maybe designed a little bit better, but that's just me nitpicking the little things. To open up the trunk, simply just click down here and actually go up real quick. That pops open, and then here we have about like 20 cubic feet of space. Not too bad, again, with that 3 cubic feet of space in the front. And then here, you also have a little bit of space on the left side. You can probably just store some small stuff. Right here, kind of just have the charging port. I'm gonna leave that down there. And then I wanna mention this little bag here, which has the charging cable. It actually has an interesting backside, just like the Model Y. It's actually like kind of grippy, so just by friction alone, it doesn't like move around and all that. But to move that out of the way, I wanna show like the little bit of space down here. So pop this open, and you can see you actually have a little bit more space down here in the trunk as well, in case you just need that extra more space. But closing this back up, I'm gonna put this here, and to close up the trunk, there's a little button here automatically. But I do want to actually do the trunk challenge real quick for you guys. So now inside the trunk, again, 20 cubic feet of space. I actually fit okay. It's a little bit claustrophobic if you gotta sit back here, but that's about it. So now back outside, so to close up the trunk lid, simply just click up here and actually close it automatically. Makes a little beep, and I actually want to jump onto this side. I actually want to just show quickly the charging port. There's a little button on the charging port, though. You can just click on it and it'll actually open it for you. And then at this point, kind of just want to go to the driver's side door. So just open it up, again, kind of just like one finger in, that's the way I do it. Open it up here. kind of just have a little bit of control. It's actually a really clean interface. You have the white interior again, nice contrast. You have your window controls, and then you also have like your electronic button up here to open up the door. Though, because it is electronic, you kind of have to have like a manual control, which is more of like a actual hardware thing here to open up the door in case of emergency. And then right below that, kind of have a little bit of cubby space, not too much, maybe just store like a water bottle or two. And then going on to the seat controls, you have a little bit of seat controls, again, just forward and backwards on the seat. You get to adjust like the angle of the back, and then this one still has lumbar control, though the newer ones do get rid of the lumbar control, as we saw like even in the Model Y video. But getting inside the car now. So once inside, one of the first things of course you'll notice is the steering wheel here. So here on the center steering wheel, again, 3-spoke steering wheel, kind of have the Tesla logo here on the top. And then here, kind of just have your controls for your like media, go up and down for your volume, and then left and right kind of just to adjust from the next and previous song. And then on the right side here, kind of can just like adjust like all your autopilot stuff. And then you have 2 stalks in the back. So you actually have your left side for, again, your windshield wipers and your turn signals. And then the right side kind of just has your whole print though. And then right above, behind that actually, you actually have no dash, just to mention, again, with the Model 3 and the Y, you kind of just have your whole screen on the right side. So if you had to adjust anything there, it's on your right side. And all you have behind here actually is just the AC vent. So kind of that whole swooping line, it kind of just has like a really nice breeze to it. So getting onto the center touchscreen, we kind of have like this 15-inch touchscreen. I want to give a quick mention. This actually has like a matte screen cover. So normally this would be a little bit more glossy, a little bit more reflection. But getting here to the left side, you can open your frunk here, so you can actually open it. Your trunk, you can open and close it. You can open up your charging port, and then you can also click here, and you can also unlock and lock the car. But besides that, on the right side, you kind of have already like our whole settings and all that. As you click down here, you have your quick controls, again, kind of your mirror, your steering wheel, your window locks, your child lock, the display brightness, again, quick controls. You go to your lights, adjust all these settings. There's a lot to do, so I'm just going to quickly just swipe through these, and you can actually just pause whenever you want to look at stuff in more detail. But again, through your display controls, your driving settings, your autopilot, your navigation, safety and security, your service, and your software. So again, it's a lot of things. I won't get into all the details of that. Other YouTubers cover that in more detail. But going down back here, again, you can kind of just adjust your volume down here. You can click here and it'll actually show your dash, which kind of just shows, again, those 2 cameras on the side for your blind spot, and then as well as a rear view camera. And then if you click here, you can also open up more apps. Again, you have the call, the calendar, the camera app, energy, charging, web, entertainment, and the toy box. And then here, these 2 seats, kind of just like heat up the seats. You can actually heat up all 5 seats separately. So right below the center touchscreen, you also have 2 wireless charging spots. So I'm actually gonna plop a iPhone 13 Pro Max here. It's actually my friend's phone. It is 1-piece wallpaper is there, 49% charge. And then right behind that, kind of have like this little thing here. You can actually open this up real quick. And then you can see you actually have a decent amount of space. You can see how far my hand travels down there. And then you also have 2 USB-C charging ports, and I might be able to see it, but there's 2 ports down here. Closing this back up for now, there is 2 cup holders here. Again, 2 Starbucks cups, so they'll fit completely fine here. So behind the 2 cup holders, you also have the center armrest. So simply push in here, push this open up here. You have a bit of space, you can actually plop your hand a little bit in. So there's a little bit of a light there. You can actually see it's a little bit deep, not too deep. And then there is also a 12-volt charger here in case you need access to that. But closing this back up, at this point, we can also go into the back seats. So sitting in the back seats now, you can see I'm seated like comfortably. My knee room's nothing crazy. This feels like a small size SUV, honestly. Headroom's all right. Again, with the extra glass roof, kind of just gives you a little bit more space. And then here on this bar here in the center, you have like 2 lights here on the left and right side. And then you also have like 2 hooks on both sides in case you want to hang up some clothes. And then getting on here to the center, kind of have 2 AC vents. So you have these 2, and then right below that, you have 2 USB-C charging ports in case you want to charge up your phone. And then final things I want to give a quick mention to, kind of have like this armrest here, so you can plop this down. Kind of have 2 cup holders, again, so you can have a full 4 cups of Starbucks, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. But closing this back up, 2 final things to mention. There is also these ISOFIX points, so here on the left side, and then there's also some on my seat, so you can actually put 2 baby seats in case you want to sit back here for them. And then I want to give a final mention. There is no transmission wheel, just like on all the other Tesla vehicles, so you actually have nothing here in the center, and it kind of just like makes it really nice in case you have someone sitting in the middle. And again, it's not like where you're dividing your feet between the 2 transmission wheel and kind of like an awkward seating. Hey guys, there's actually 2 final things I forgot to shoot yesterday, so I'm kind of shooting this on my own. But I want to mention the sound system. This car is actually pretty good. 14 speaker sound system, 2 amps, and 1 subwoofer. So on top of that, having no engine, it's actually really quiet in here, so the deadening's good too. And yeah, great sound system. One upgrade I do recommend for you guys if you're getting a Model 3 or a Y
is getting the Model S or X key for $175, and that kind of gives you the keyless entry that I'm sure you've seen on the S and the X. Instead of like, sure, it's keyless entry in here, but you do have the card that you still have to tap as you get into the car, and you have to tap it once more once you're inside the car. So if you get that key for $175, you simply just walk up to the car, it unlocks as you get close to it, and it'll also lock as you walk away from it. So I do really recommend that.
Alright guys, that completes my review again for the Tesla Model 3 Performance 2021 edition. Again, great contrast with a white interior, that midnight silver metallic on the outside. Main 3 talking points about this, honestly, it has that really nice launch to 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. It's a really good conversation point with anyone you have in the car. The white interior is really nice. I think that gets a lot of compliments. Again, any Tesla vehicle that have had the white interior, everyone really loves the contrast. Really easy to clean too if you actually got to clean it. Just use some baby wipes, no kind of like chemicals in it, and it does a good enough job and all that. Just do it every like week or 2 or 3 weeks if you need to. Besides that, you have decent space in the back again with the trunk, about like 20 cubic feet of space or 3 cubic feet of space in the front in case you got to use that. The 15-inch screen in the center is really easy to use. It's intuitive. A little bit of a tiny learning curve, but once you get past that, it's actually really nice and you actually enjoy it a lot. Alright guys, that concludes the video for the Tesla Model 3 Performance 2021 edition. If you guys enjoyed the video, again, like and subscribe. Any feedback, again, always useful. And I want to give a quick mention actually. I'm going to be at the LA Auto Show. If there's any cars or anything you want me to look at in close detail, I could cover it for you guys. But again, until next time.